The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified English Series. Read by Miss Metavi Simmons. Chapter 5 The Quarrel Outlaws. The harder Tom tried to fasten his mind on his book, the more his idea wandered. So at last, with a sigh and a yawn, he gave it up. It seemed to him that the noon interval would never come. The air was untulited. There was not a breath of air stirring. It was the sleepiest of sleepy day, away in the flaming sunshine. Cardiff Hill lifted, soft green sight, through a veil of his purple with distance. A few birds floated on lazy wings high in the air. No other living things were visible except some cows, and they were asleep. Tom's heart ached to be free or to have something of interest to do to pass the weary time. At last, the morning lesson ended, and Tom flew to Becky Thatcher. They sat together with an exercise book before them, and Tom gave Becky the pencil and held her hand in his, guiding it, and so create another surprising house. Tom was in heaven. Do you like rats?
No, I hate them.
Well, I do too. Live one. But I mean dead ones to swing around your head with a piece of string.
No, I don't care for restaurant. What I like is chewing gum.
Oh, I wish I had some now.
Do you?
You've got some?
We'll share it.
So Becky handed Tom his chair, and they sat chewing happily. Have you ever been to a circus? Asked Tom.
Yeah. And my father's going to take me again sometime if I'm good.
I've been to a circus 3 or 4 times, lots of times. I'm going to be a lion tamer when I grow up.
Oh, are you? That will be nice. They'll look lovely dressed up in uniforms.
Yeah, that's all. And they get a lot of money, almost $1 a day. Ben Rogers say, I say, Becky, please tell me that you won't have any friend but me. And that that when we coming to school or going home, you'll always walk with me, and I'll shoot you at party, and you choose me.
That sounds nice.
Doesn't it? Why Emmy, Lauren, and I? Becky's big eye told Tom of his mistake, and he stopped confused.
Oh, Tom, you like Emmy Rollins more than me?
The child began to cry. Tom said, Don't cry, Becky. I don't care for her anymore. Yes, you do, Tom. You know you do. Tom tried to comfort her, but she pushed him away and went on crying. Tom stood about, restless and uneasy. Then he said, hesitatingly, Becky, I don't care for anybody but you. She didn't reply. Becky, won't you say something? Becky's tears continued to flow. Tom got out his chef jewel, the brass door handle, and held it out so that she could see it. Please, Becky, wasn't you take it? She struck it to the floor. Then Tom marched off and over the hills and far away to return to school no more that day. Half an hour later, Tom was disappearing behind Widow the glass house on the top of Cardiff Hill, and the school was hardly visible far away. In the valley below him, he entered a thick wood, picked his way to century of it, and sat down under a spreading oak tree. He sat for a long time with his elbow on his knee and his chin on his hand. It seemed to him that life was full of trouble. He remembered a school friend who had died recently. It must be very peaceful, he thought, to lie and sleep and dream for ever and ever, with the wind whispering through the tree and over the grass and flowers of the grave, and nothing to grieve about anymore. If he only had a good Sunday school record, he might be willing to go. Now, as to this girl, he had been very nice to her and had been treated like a dog. She would be sorry someday, perhaps when it was too late. Ah, if he could die, just for a short time. Just then, the sound of of a toy tin horn came faintly through the forest. Tom threw off his coat, raked away some dead branches from behind a rotten log, revealing a bow and arrow, a wooden sword, and a tin horn, and in a moment had seized this thing and leaped away. He soon stopped under the great tree, blew an answering note, and began to tiptoe and look cautiously out. This way and that, he said softly to an imaginary company. Keep still, my merry man. Keep hidden till I blow. Joe Harper now appeared dressed and armed as Tom. Stop! Called Tom, who came here into Sherwood Forest without my permission. I, a knife, need no man's permission. What villainy! Dear, address me with such insolence, said Tom, reminding him, for they were used the word of one of their favorite books, The Adventures of Robin Hood. What Vanillian dare address the wizard's insolence? I, Robin Hood, as your proud body soon shall know. That's famous outlaws. Gladly will I fight you. Got yourself. They drew their they drew their swords, faced each other foot to foot, with sword crossed, and began a stern, careful fight. Presently, Tom said, "Now you know how to do it. Let us fight faster." So they fight. They fought. They fought faster, breathing heavily and sweating with the work. Soon Tom shouted, "Fall, fall! Why don't you fall?" "I won't." "Why don't you fall yourself? You are getting the worst of it." "Why?" "There's nothing. I can't fall. I can't fall. That's not like this. It's not like that in the book." The book say, then with one backhand blow he killed the proud knife. "You have to turn round and let me hit you in the back." It was impossible to concentrate the book, so Jordan received the blow and fell. "Now," said Joe, getting up, "you've got to let me kill you. That's fair." "Why?" "I can't do that. That's not in the book." "Well, I call that very unfair." "Well, Joe, I'll be the sheriff of Nottingham, and you be Robin Hood. A little white will and kill me." This was satisfactory, and so this scene were acted. Then Tom became Robin Hood again, and lay dying, the blood flowing from his naked wood, and at last Joe, representing a world trip for whipping outlaws, drank it him sadly out and put the bow into his weak hand. Tom said, "Where this arrow fall? That very poor Robin Hood." Then he shot the arrow and fell back, and would have died, but he landed on some horns and sprang up to gully for a dead body. The boys dragged himself, hit their weapon, and went off, grieving that there were no outlaws anymore. They said that they would rather be outlaws for a year in Sherwood Forest than president of the United States forever.